Welcome to our lesson on descriptive details. The goal here is that we can use relevant descriptive details effectively to develop the characters and plot in a narrative. Relevant meaning it makes sense with the story, and descriptive details might be things like sensory details or idioms. We'll get into that in just a moment. Our essential question is, what relevant descriptive details can I use to effectively develop the characters and plot in a narrative? So to start off our lesson, I want to read this quote to you that was really impactful. It says, "Don't tell me the moon is shining. Show me the glint of light on broken glass," by Russian novelist Anton Chekhov. And this is really impactful. This gets to the heart of why descriptive writing matters, because descriptive details show more than they tell. So we really want to hone in on that in our skills, because it helps our reader engage with what we're doing, just because it varies things up. So let's jump into a few of these strategies. We got sensory details like sight, smell, taste, hearing, touch, hyperbole, similes, metaphors, personification, idioms, and there are more, but this is what we are going to cover today. So for sensory details, we'll start with sight, and I'll just give you a list of example sentences. Sarah's freckled face grew ashen with fear. What we're seeing here is her freckles on her face. Next, we have smell. An acrid smell remained long after the fire. So acrid is a smell. Then we have taste. The buttery goodness settled satisfactory in her belly as the movie played on and on. I bet you can guess this one. Which one has to do with taste? Yes, you guessed it. The adjective buttery. Touch. A stabbing pain shot through Jose's finger. And stabbing pains, what's being felt. And then with hearing, Sam bellows like a bull. So those are sensory details. Let's continue moving on into hyperbole. So you can use these to create humor. It's exaggeration. So you see a picture of a roller coaster there, and the example is it was taking forever to get on the roller coaster. It wasn't really forever. It was a few minutes, but it felt like forever. Or we could smell food from a mile away. No, you didn't. That's an exaggeration, which is called hyperbole. A simile is a phrase or a sentence that uses like or as to draw comparisons. For example, my brother's face turned as red as a traffic light when he realized his secret was out. Moving on to metaphors. See a picture of a grizzly here. Describes something by comparing it to another object considered to have similar qualities, but doesn't use like or as like a simile. So an example is, I am a bear if someone wakes me from an afternoon nap, and I bet you all can relate with that as well. Personification is giving human characteristics to a non-human object. For example, I know many of you love McDonald's. The McDonald's called after me invitingly as we drove past it. McDonald's can't talk. But in this sentence, we use personification, and it could. Lastly, using idioms. They don't really or literally mean what the words say, but it sure makes things a lot more fun, a lot more interesting. So, on the fence means I'm undecided here at the end. I'm undecided about something. Or, it was a piece of cake. What does that mean? Yep, you know it. It means it was super easy, but the idiom we said was it was a piece of cake. So again, this just spices up your writing. And I'll give you an example. I just used the word spicing up. You're writing to spice something up doesn't actually mean I added spices to it. It means I changed or varied up how I said it by using an idiom. So that's what we have for descriptive writing. You got this.